I had a rapid onset of floaters when I was 50 years old. I had a bicycle accident. There was a very mild head impact to the asphalt. I didn't even notice it at the time, but within 2 weeks of the accident, I began to notice spontaneous, large, dark, very distinct, very well-defined floaters. In my case, there were probably, I never counted, but in either eye, there could have been 100. Some were round and very large. Others were long, string-like. They looked like long bacteria. They all moved, particularly with motion in your eye. And collectively, they act sort of like a snow globe when you shake them up. When you move your eyes, suddenly all these shapes start swirling around, and it takes a few seconds for them to finally settle down and stop. The onset of the floaters resulted in my first visit ever in my life to a retina specialist who quickly confirmed that I had undergone a posterior vitreous detachment, or PVD. And although she was very qualified and very helpful, ultimately she wasn't really useful on the floater end. The answer, or the prognosis she gave me, was one that I hear lots of floater sufferers go through with ophthalmologists, which is, hey, it's not pathological and we'd rather not do any harm, so just learn to live with it. I gave it a really fair shot and tried to do just that. But it became pretty clear after a few months that it was really, really harming quality of life. I avoided daylight. I became a vampire, basically, holed up in the house during the daytime. I avoided driving my car during daylight unless it was absolutely necessary. I work in IT, I work on a computer a lot, and this large blob, which looked like a black string all balled up, was constantly zipping back and forth in my vision like a fly, and sometimes it would settle right in the center of my vision. It made it very difficult for me to work. Even with the eyes closed, with my eyes closed, I could see them. I remember on a daily basis experiencing that, and I think at some point I just got sick of it and said, this is no way to live. So my next thought process was to do something about it. Seeing a doctor who treats floaters, whether it be YAG or through vitrectomy, is, at least in my experience, psychologically, it was a real lifting of a burden to speak to a physician who really gets it, who understands what it's like for patients who suffer from this. Unlike most ophthalmologists who are doing their best, but who tell you simply get used to it, oh, you'll neuroadapt, psychologically you'll adjust, which in hindsight I think would have been impossible for me. It's a real relief to speak to doctors who've seen hundreds of patients who've suffered through what you're suffering through, who totally get it. Even if the doctor has never had floaters themselves, they understand, they're a lot more sympathetic, and it gives you a lot more confidence going forward that they know exactly what problem to attack and how they're going to do it.